Here's a video from the Appalachian Trail. Just a sort of video from when I hiked up to Dragon's Tooth on Saturday when I arrived at Four Patterns Hostel. I have a decent amount of videos coming, but most of them will come out in November, the first and second week in November. Well, most of them will probably be out the first week in November, maybe a little bit the second week in November. But I just wanted to do a short video ahead of time. Of course, when I was on the trail, the trees have not reached full peak where I was at yet. Back home here in West Virginia, if you look behind me, the trees are now full peak and very colorful. There were some fall forwards on the trail, but not like normal for this time of year. But enjoy the video. I'm here back on the Appalachian Trail again. This is just near Four Patterns Hostel, walking up to Dragon's Tooth. I done a quick day hike after I got dropped off Saturday. So this is not too far away to hike. Just a short hike up. Well, probably it was a 2-mile hike to Dragon's Tooth, so it wasn't too much of a hike. So I'm glad that this trip worked out, even though the fall colors wasn't super colorful. The crazy thing is, I noticed while I was doing my 3-day section hike, the trees are getting very colorful. And the day I left, the trees were very colorful. It's like they changed all at once. Which is annoying because I purposely planned this hike to get the beautiful fall forest. Well, I got some, so I can't complain there. I got a little bit. So it still worked out. It's still a fun trip. But this video will show some of the stuff you have to climb up and climb over to get to Dragon's Tooth, which ain't easy, by the way. I like to point that out. But this is that first little leg of the trail after you leave the road. And it's a very beautiful walk, because that first mile or so is so easy. Well, actually, after that, you get to the harder part. And then when that last half mile is extremely difficult to get to. Of course, not as difficult as some of the stuff I walked on the way on my 3-day section hike, which you'll see in the one of the videos. I think it would be the day 2 that I get that crazy rocks that you walked across. Yes, I tripped there. I just know that these trips are fun. If I had the time and money, I would do a lot more of them. I would love to be able to do hike the Appalachian Trail one day. Although if I had the time and money, I don't think I'd spend the whole summer on there. I think I'd go for a little bit, get off a little bit, go for a little bit, get off a little bit. Because I don't think I could handle 4 to 6 months. Well, maybe I could. I don't know. That's just a long time to be on the trail and away from friends and family back home here in West Virginia. Although, with time, I will do longer section hikes instead of a 3 or 4 day trip. I want to start doing where I could spend over a week on the trail. I really do need to plan these trips better. Because I don't plan them better, I'm not going to get them done, because I still got nearly 2,000 miles to hike. I think I covered just under 200 miles in my section hikes over the past 3 years, which ain't really a lot when you think about it, compared to 2,200 miles, 2,190 some miles. Telling me the exact amount, just under 2,200, but not by much. Interesting steps here. Beautiful stone steps. You see, there's a lot on the trail, these steps cut out of cut stone. Which is interesting, I will admit. Because they're fun to climb. Of course, when you're going down, you gotta watch your footing, or you'll fall. There's that beautiful, colorful tree. That tree was very golden yellow and orange. A little bit of both there. Bigger one golden yellow, the other one like orange. Here's a beautiful overlook about halfway up. If you look closer, you can see a few trees here and there starting to turn. Because as soon as like late October, when I'd done this video, I thought the trees would be a lot more colorful. Now, while point there, I thought was the trail going back up the mountain, some kind of clearing in the woods, but apparently it's not the trail going back up the mountain, like I thought. I haven't figured out why the trees weren't that colorful here. Ironic here, because I think it's the 18th when I filmed this little trip here. And then I was on the 19th, 20th, and 21st. I'd done a lot of filming too. Actually, I think it's the 18th, 19th, 20th, 21st, and 22nd. But after this, it's the fun part. This is when it gets really difficult to climb. But there's the fun part, going up. Yes, I had to climb over these rocks, and you literally had to zigzag your way back and forth on these rocks to get up. Which ain't easy, by the way, I will admit. You got there where they are, and then go back. Here's something you climb straight up like 50 feet or so. I didn't get a video clip at this spot. I was recording, but the video clip did not save for some reason. I don't know why it didn't save. And there's a spot just before top. You had to climb up a couple steps built into the hill rocks. And here I am at the top at Dragon's Tooth. I followed these rocks for a little while, which is fun because it took a little bit to get to the end here. And then I climbed more rocks after this because just around the curve there is the beautiful overlook that you can look at where you can see between two rocks, and this giant rock that looks like a dragon's tooth. A lot of fun climbing all this. But I did it. Even though it wasn't easy, I did it. I got to the top. Of course, I decided to do the adventure and go up where a lot of people don't go up. Well, some people go up here because this particular day there was a decent amount of people up here at the top of the rocks. I think most people just enjoy the overlook on the side where you can see between the rocks. But I decided to venture up all the way to the very top. Well, not the very top. I could have got up a little bit higher, but I kind of braved myself enough to get through here, where all those people are. And yes, I'll do this trip again someday. That one stretch that you'll see in part 2 and day 2 and day 3, I probably won't hike again. Well, this I won't call day 1 since it's only a few hours of hiking. But there's the beautiful overlook called Dragon's Tooth. And the trees were just starting to turn. And ironically, the day I left, the trees were suddenly full bloom. It's like they changed rapidly during the 3 days I was here. And there's a photo from the same overlook.